Hey beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you something exciting.
Y'all wanna know why people grow up and become adults and then never speak to their fucking moms again? Because their moms were their first haters, disrespected them, talked to them like they were shit, treated them like shit, did all of these things while they were kids, and shit as adults too. And I don't blame them. Black moms, and I hate this in the black community, like honestly, they deem you speaking up for yourself and expressing yourself and your feelings, they deem that as disrespectful or talking back. There is a way that you do say things. You say things respectfully and the tone has to be right, but you should be able to express to your parents how you feel, especially when it comes to how they're talking to you or how they're making you feel. I don't think that's disrespectful. I would never do that to my fucking child. I'm just heavy on it. Like, just because you're the parent does not mean you're about to talk to me and make me feel like shit. You're tripping. I don't care. And I don't blame people for growing up never talking to their fucking moms again. Honestly. They will literally sit there and manipulate you, gaslight you, be narcissistic toward you. All of these things show you so much fucking hate, bro. Or like take their misery out on you. And it's so fucking evil spirited. And I just don't be blaming people for never speaking to their fucking parents again when they get older at all. Then people be like, oh, it's because of how they were raised. It doesn't matter. Like, that's not an excuse anymore. The second you become an adult is this moment you're able to change your life and make things better and want better for you and your mental health and stuff, especially if you have children. Go seek fucking therapy. Don't be taking shit out on your kids and stuff like that. Like,
nobody actually ever talks about how heartbreaking it really is to not have a mom that's dependable or nurturing or reliable or mature. Nobody ever talks about us women that are doing it all alone because our mothers are incapable of helping us in a healthy way. Oh, my mom will help me, but on her own terms and in a very unhealthy way. It's toxic to me. Nobody ever talks about how hard it is for us women who have mothers that are toxic. Like how deep in your soul you long. You just long for your mom. But not your mom, not your toxic mom, like a mother figure. I think as a society we need to talk about toxic moms more because a lot of us are just accepting them into our lives and letting them be a part of our lives when we shouldn't. And then for those of us that decided not to let them into our lives, it is a really difficult thing to do it all on your own. There are several reasons to why I think it's hard. Is because one, society makes you feel guilty for ousting your mom out of your life. And two, I think because it's not talked about and the struggles that we go through is not openly accepted and talked about, I think that's what makes it really hard, is that we feel very alone. But you're not alone. There are many of us that have cut off our mother figures. And if you have done that, I am very proud of you, because actually that is harder than holding on to a toxic mother figure. To completely cut off a mom and have no contact with her for the sake of your well-being, your mental well-being, and your children's well-being, that's actually harder than having them be a part of your life. So I'm proud of you.
Sometimes you just have to accept that your parents don't love you. They don't. They say that they do, but they don't act like people that love you. They don't do nice shit in the ways people that love you would do. They're not consistent in ways that people that love you would be. They're abusive, and they quite literally hate you and don't care if you live or die. And sometimes you just have to learn to be okay with that and grieve the relationship that you thought you would have with them and then move on with your life. And that is what I'm doing. I'm in the process of doing that, and it kind of makes me really fucking miserable, but Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody has to face reality, and it's going to be me. It's going to be me, because I cannot have my abusers in my life anymore. I can't try to make it better. I can't. I wanted to be loved by them so badly, and some very sick part of me still wants that. And maybe not sick, I think just normal human. Every child wants to be loved by their parents, but mine don't love me. They don't treat me like people that love, respect, adore me. No. They treat me like something that they were stuck with, like a fucking thing at the bottom of their fucking shoe that they wish that they could get off, but they can't.
Maybe I did have a smart mouth growing up. Maybe I did have an attitude growing up. Maybe I was a teenager. Lately, a lot of these videos have been popping up on my For You page of young girls showing their mom losing their minds because they're going off to school. And as a survivor of narcissistic abuse, it's very triggering for me, because it's taking me right back to those moments where I was just in a state of confusion. Like, I just did not understand why I was getting in trouble for certain things, or why I was being called out of my name for certain things. And I need y'all to know that when your parent starts to lose their fucking minds during moments where you should be celebrated, it's because they're losing control. And anytime a narcissist starts to lose control of their supply, they turn up whatever violence they choose to use, rather that's verbal, rather that's physical, rather that's financial. That's what I've been seeing a lot from these girls' moms. And one thing these mothers love to do is try to make their daughters believe that they deserve the bad things that are happening to them. You got a smart mouth, this is why I'm kicking you out. You got a bad attitude, this is why I'm talking you this way. It's you. Because narcissists refuse to feel shame. So instead of feeling shame for how they are treating you, mistreating you, they try to convince you that you deserved it. Honestly, this is why, like, narcissism is so fucking evil. But I'm sitting here like, even that's not a justifiable reason to, like, speak to your child in this manner or do some of these things, because, hey, have you ever thought that this is regular teenage shit? Like, maybe I did have a smart mouth. Maybe I did have an attitude. I was a teenager. And this is why I will never, ever believe the parent when I see a child going no contact with them. Because notice how they talk about the child. They speak about the child as though they're not a child, right? It's like, well, she had a smart ass mouth. She's fucking 16. She had a bad attitude. She's 13. You're expecting a child to have more emotional intelligence than you. You're expecting a child to have more emotional regulation than you. Unfortunately, especially little black girls, we are not given the grace to be adolescents. We are not given the grace to just be teenagers. We are perceived as grown adults, grown women, soon as we come out of the womb. I'm getting triggered, but I need y'all to know that it does get better. It does get better. One day, you're going to look up. You're going to be in your own apartment. You're going to be creating a new life for yourself. And everything that was sent to destroy you will inevitably be why you are so powerful. Baby, I come from chaos. Do you hear how quiet it is over here? It does get better.
Growing up, my mother wouldn't buy me hygiene products consistently. She also wouldn't do my hair consistently, to the point to, like, at the ages of 9, 13, and like 16, my hair was really long, and then it all broke off. Like, my hair just started breaking off because she would leave my braids in, I kid you not, for like an entire year. Going through puberty was the worst because my mother never really taught me anything about hygiene, and I had to learn all of this shit from my siblings or from looking this shit up online. And there weren't a lot of things for black girls, sensitive skin, for anything. I had to literally learn this shit from the ground up. My mother gave all of my siblings who are girls the period talk, but she never gave me any of that with me. But one of the things that she would do that I thought was so rude and so weird is, obviously I have crooked teeth, but when I was growing up, my mother I would get made fun of all the time for my crooked teeth, like really, really bad. And my mother would do this thing where she would routinely, like maybe like twice or even 3 times a year, she would take me to a dentist and an orthodontist, and she would like get x-rays, or she would get this, and she'd be like, I'm gonna get your braces on. I'm finally gonna fix your teeth. And I'd be like, oh my God, yay, you know, whatever. And I'd tell my friends about it. And then she would end up being like, you dumb bitch, I don't have the money to do that. Where the fuck is your dad? Where's your dad, huh? You go get a job. You do this, you do that. And it was like really, really scary, to the point to where I had to like figure out how to like and love myself, because my mother refused to help me and give me a foundation for confidence, for love for myself, for anything. So, I spend a lot of time with my girlfriends and the kids that I work with, because I work with a lot of high school students, and I give them proper hygiene. I go out of my way to buy them hygiene products. I let them know the things that I do. I let them, like, I give free resources, all these things. And now that I'm older and I'm in a position to where I'm about to get my braces on, I have so much trauma from like the years of bullying, but also the years of my mother setting me up for failure, that like finding an orthodontist office who specializes in this and all this shit was so hard. But realizing how easy it was and how inexpensive it is, well, it's doable. That's all that I'm saying. Like, it's doable. And my mother made everything seem impossible when it came to me. Taking care of me was incredibly impossible to her. And my boyfriend and me and my friends make my life so much easier. Like, I'm actually so easy to love and like, and things are actually really easy for me, and I don't have to live a life of struggle. So there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
You ever wonder why you're normally a calm, composed, and patient person, but the moment your parents speak to you, you immediately become irritated? It's not because you're disrespectful. It's not because you're ungrateful. It's because your parents created an environment that was toxic, where you did not feel seen, heard, and you felt invalidated. Your nervous system is dysregulated. And so you are reacting not necessarily to your parents' words, but it's to the history behind them, the conflict, the years of trauma, abuse, whatever it may be. Someone who is the irritable person in the family, I didn't like interacting with my parents. I didn't enjoy being around my family. I always felt on edge being around them, and my nervous system was dysregulated. Being irritable is a stress response. So noticing that is the first step in breaking the cycle and creating boundaries for yourself and sticking to those boundaries.
Anyone else's mom actually know how to suck the life out of them? Because I was having the best day of my life today. I was in such a good mood, so happy. Such a good day today. The second my mom comes out, because she's going on a bike ride, she just has to say the most. She is rage baiting me. I swear to God, my mom rage baits me on purpose. Because now I'm in a bad mood. Now my head hurts. Now I don't even want to go to the gym. I was in such a good mood. And she'll just say stuff. First thing, she comes to my car. What are you doing? I was like, oh, I just got back from work. You were only at work for that long? Your eyelashes, awful. Take them off. Why do you look like that? What are you doing on your phone? This, that. You have to do this. What's that inside? Let me breathe. Let me breathe.
Do you know how horrible of a parent you had to have been to know, to have a child in a world that is struggling, but they would rather struggle than to come back home to you? Do you know how horrible of a parent you have to be, that your child would rather be homeless than live in the house with you? That your child would rather go without eating than to eat in the house with you? Do you know how horrible of a parent you have to have been? it just blows my mind that some people really have to go through things alone, and they have their parents in life, and they have the choice to go back home, but they would much rather not do it because of how horrible of a parent they had. And they don't want to deal with what they do. They rather deal with sleeping in their car rather than dealing with their parent.
I have a transactional mother. She's not going to text me to see how my day is going or how I'm feeling. She's not going to inquire about how business is going this week and whether or not I'm happy in my role as a therapist and life coach. She's going to hit me up because she needs something. She's going to text me, and when I open that text message, even though I may want to hear, I love you and I just wanted to say that I miss you very much, it's going to be like, hey, can you buy this off of Amazon for me? Even though I've showed her 10,000 times how to do it herself. She's not going to prioritize me when it comes to holiday season because she has things to do and she values other things more than she values family time. After all, she's a business owner, so holidays mean big money where she's at. So why would she take off to spend Christmas and Thanksgiving with her only daughter? I have a transactional mother. That's how she is. It's who she is. And I no longer look at the way she is as a reflection of who I am, because I have a lot of heartfelt connections with wonderful people who see me for who I am. They don't see me as a butler or ChatGPT. My mom treats me like I'm ChatGPT. She comes to me with questions and she expects answers. And God forbid I ever make a point that she doesn't connect deeply enough with me, she's going to say, I don't know where I went wrong. I did everything I could, blah, 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 blah. She should have hired a butler, not had a daughter. What's worse is I have a transactional mother that has a better relationship with my brother. But I already made a TikTok about that. I'm not going into detail with that. I'm making this video because I have 16 messages and I felt super overwhelmed just looking at it. And then I reminded myself, I have a transactional mother. I can respond when I'm ready to. If you can say that you have a transactional parent, I pray you have similar boundaries where you realize, I ain't got to respond right now. I'm not ready. I don't feel like it. I will come to you when I'm ready. I hope you have a similar boundary. I hope you don't feel pressured to respond right away. You are not ChatGPT, babes. You are not ChatGPT. Make sure, no matter how transactional your parent is, whenever you feel that guilt, you remind yourself that it's only because you're familiar with having to respond in this way. They raised you in an environment of urgency when they had a need because they selfishly wanted you to meet that need. Instead of realizing I don't have everything I need to parent properly and I need to figure out a way to make up for this and compensate for this, they made it your responsibility. And that's why a lot of us became adults at early ages. I have a transactional parent. I know all about it.
I'm a narcissistic mother. Of course, I secretly would rather see you struggle than do well for yourself. The more you struggle, the more you have to rely on me, which means I get to control you. I'm a narcissistic mother. Of course I had children to cater to my ego. The purpose of having kids is to teach blind obedience to me, not for them to be their own people. I'm their ruler. I'm a narcissistic mother. Of course you have to earn my love. I'm a narcissistic mother. Of course I've been emotionally unavailable your whole life. I didn't become a mom to meet your needs. I became a mom for you to meet mine. I'm a narcissistic mother. I can only love you for who I want you to be, not for who you are. As long as you do as I say, stick beside me in my toxic behavior and participate in the fantasy I've created in my head, you have nothing to worry about, my love. I'm a narcissistic mother. Of course I'd rather impress strangers and give the idea of a perfect family instead of actually having a healthy family dynamic. I don't really care about having a healthy family dynamic. As long as I get to post and keep up my false image, I'm fine. I'm a narcissistic mother. Of course I play my children against each other and make them compete for my attention. I can never let them have a close relationship and leave me out the middle. Never. I'm a narcissistic mother. Of course I'm going to be a seemingly loving grandmother, but only to one grandkid. I have to use the same manipulative tactics I used on my kids when they were younger. How else am I going to get them to compete for my love? I'm a narcissistic mother. I'll never apologize for the way I treated you, but I'll blame you for the way that you reacted.